How you doing, folks? Welcome to another session of Greywolf Howls. I won't be howling today. As you noticed, I'm dressed in a completely different attire for the event. We're at the St. Francis Retreat Center in Colorado Springs, Colorado. It's an old, honored, special place for people to go if they need to get away from normal life and maybe have an opportunity to retreat from normal life. We'll be talking with Sister Joanne here in a few minutes. I just wanted to tell you this is a great opportunity and a blessing to me. It is Sunday, a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Colorado Springs, Colorado. We just drove through the Garden of the Gods, which was always a pleasure, always a blessing. And I want to talk to you and hopefully get some history and tradition from what happens here at St. Francis Retreat Center in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So without further ado, let's go in and speak with Sister Joanne. Come on. Come on in, folks. I got my son Josh here. He's going to be running the still camera. And of course, I always have my great producer Linda on the other end of the camera. So let's go into the retreat center. All right. Right here to my left is Sister Joanne. And it's such a pleasure, ma'am, to have us at your very, very special place.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why don't you go ahead and tell the people at home who you are and what you do here?
Okay, well, I'm Sister Joanne Moeller, and I'm the director of the Franciscan Retreat Center. I've been here 10 years as of yesterday.
Congratulations.
And we host groups and individuals who come here for a place away. And because of our beautiful grounds and our beautiful surroundings, it makes for an interesting place and a place of peace and relaxation, so that people have an opportunity to commune with their God and to reevaluate their lives, to do whatever they need to do. And I think that's, we're open to people of all faiths, and we're open to people of, we even take in for-profit groups, you know, for meetings and so on, because I think just the atmosphere and just the environment is something that affects everybody that comes here.
I totally agree.
It affects everybody that comes here, and they come here and it's just such a, such an escape from the life that they live out there.
Outside the gate.
Outside the gate, right. And just this past weekend, we had a group of Santa Clauses who used this as their retreat.
I wish we'd have been here for the Santa Claus retreat. Come on, that's wonderful.
They come every year for their, it's kind of like their cheerleading event before the Christmas season, but they really see their work as a ministry.
Oh,
They look upon their work as a ministry, and they tell you stories about how different things that they've said to people, how that has affected their lives, and you know, they're out to spread joy. And
can I ask you a question real
Sure.
quick? Did they bring their suits?
These are naturally Santa. They come with their real hair and their real beards. And for this event, they kind of dress in red bib overalls and things of that nature. When they come in the spring, they get really dressed up because they do their photo shoots. So then, but they just wear like red knickers and striped socks and flannel shirts. They don't, they're naturally.
Did you get some pictures?
Oh yeah, we have pictures.
Oh, excellent.
Pictures.
Can we see that on your website?
Not on the website, but we do have pictures, yes.
Oh,
But I mean, it
so,
gives you an idea of the gamut of people that come, you know. A lot of churches of all different denominations, and like I say, people of all faiths, and people who have no faith. I mean, they come.
Well, hopefully they get some when they come here, right?
Well, they come for spirituality.
Good,
They come
yeah.
for spirituality. So it's like I say, I see it more as a place, and that we are here as a staff to kind of meet their natural needs so that they can focus on the spiritual. So we have a very small staff, and it's basically housekeepers and maintenance guys and so on, that we want them to have a nice, clean, comfortable bed when they come, to have good, nutritious food, and to take care of their physical needs so that they have this time away to do what they need to do in their inner life.
All right, Linda, did you set your white balance? Because I gotta tell you, the sister is glowing over here, and I wanna make sure the white balance will pick it up. Joanne, do you mind if we sit down and
That's fine.
we'll exchange questions and answers?
That's fine.
This is a great backdrop, you know, the Indian thing, and since
Right.
it's Greywolf Howls, I think it's
Yeah,
appropriate.
some of the sisters worked in Hamas,
Oh,
down in New
excellent.
Mexico, and they had all these things in a drawer in their archives, and I said, don't you want them on display? I'd be glad to display
They're
them.
beautiful, they're beautiful, absolutely
Yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah. And
This
they're-
is pretty old, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't touch Indian
Yeah.
stuff, you know, it's
Yeah,
spiritual.
that's very old.
Oh, this is beautiful. Well, you mind now? Thank you. Okay. All right, folks. I figured I'd wear my little cowboy hat. You know, Indians wear cowboy hats and cowboy boots. Okay, so in case you was wondering, my grandfather is a Choctaw, big Choctaw Indian.
Okay.
Always wore
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. Very good. Broken Bow, actually.
I worked in Oklahoma for 3 summers.
Uh,
We learned to memorize the five tribes.
Civilized tribes.
Yeah.
Would you mind sharing what they're? Because I talk about that in other sessions, but it's nice to see someone else that is interested in that culture.
Yeah, there was the Seminole, and the other ones are all C's. Choctaw, Cree,
Chickasaw,
Chickasaw,
Cherokee.
Cherokee.
Give her a round of applause. Excellent.
It's
Thank
been
you
a
for
while.
knowing that. Thank you for knowing that.
It's been a while.
That in itself is a blessing.
Yeah.
So, looking around the room here, and you've already discussed the aspect of this being a very spiritual, special place to be. You know, you can come here and rest, and you can come here and maybe find your faith if you don't have it, and maybe increase it, or, you know.
Right. And there are some people who come here to write, you know, they're writers. They write their books here, and then they give us a copy.
So you have a vast library, I would imagine.
Well, not that vast, but it's, like I say, you know, it's a place where people can come apart. I mean, as Jesus
Excellent.
said, come apart and rest a while. And, so
I love that. I love that. I'm going to use that in further speaks.
And so
And then maybe come back together. Come apart.
right,
And then come back together, maybe wholer, you think?
right. Well, I think the come apart.
Not holier, wholer.
The come apart is come apart from your busy life
Busy life.
and
What, I don't even know if you can discuss this now, but what celebrities or dignitaries have been here to try to get their lives whole? I've heard a lot of writers came here, like you said. And how long has this been here, actually?
this place, well, the place has been here since the early 1900s. It was a TB sanitarium for the modern woodmen of America.
Excellent.
And in 1954, the Sisters of St. Francis moved here from Denver. And they took charge of this property, and they used it as their headquarters and as the headquarters for their sisters. Then in the middle 80s, they sold off a lot of the property and used that money to refurbish these buildings. Now, if you look around, this building kind of looks like a barn, and that's kind of what it was. building across the way was like a machine shed or whatever.
Oh,
But they use that money to refurbish these buildings and develop these ministries so that we have a 108-bed nursing center, we have the retreat center, and Franciscan Community Counseling. And then what was the Sisters Chapel has become a parish church. And so we have all these ministries on campus here.
with the counseling, do you have to be Catholic or Jesuit?
No, the counseling is for anybody. It's on a sliding scale. It's for those who can't afford a counselor. And so we have people on staff as well as interns and so on that help people.
That's incredible.
So it's a multi-purpose. When they come to the retreat center, they can have spiritual direction if they would like it. They could also have massage if they like it. That's a way to help them relax. And outside of that, we don't offer any special services except, for the food and the lodging. And we do have a labyrinth in the back that people walk. And we have a peace park.
Will we be able to see that?
We can do that. We can do
Excellent,
that.
because I just,
We have a peace park, and a lot of our guests like to go to the cemetery where the sisters are buried, and you probably saw that as you
Yes,
drove in.
ma'am.
And around the cemetery, there are the stations of the cross, so people like to do that too, the 14 stations of Jesus' Passion, and so they like to do that as well. But people are pretty much on their own once they come, and they can choose to do what they want to. And I think they appreciate it that we let them alone.
I would agree, and it sounds like, that way they can explore and find, this area is beautiful, it's
Yes.
absolutely gorgeous.
And our staff are we have an excellent staff. Our staff are very welcoming, they're very friendly. I mean, people always
We notice
comment on the friendliness of the staff and how their needs are so well taken care of. And so that's a real blessing to me to have such a nice staff, that they really take care of the needs of our guests. And
Is that a testimony to your faith, or the fact that you're here and your faith, or just?
we always talk about Franciscan hospitality. Francis was a person who accepted everybody. I mean, he visited the Muslims, he visited, he was open to everybody. And so I think that's part of our Franciscan charism, is that sense of being open to everybody, to accept everybody as they are, and to help them grow into who they could become.
And this is St. Francis of Assisi?
St. Francis of Assisi.
Excellent.
That we are Franciscan sisters.
Excellent.
We are Franciscan sisters.
And that's just a branch of Catholicism, like the Jesuits, or?
Right. The Jesuits are another branch.
You have to remember that a lot of different folks watch this show, so we have to kind of explain the incidentals and the sundry.
Right.
So-
I mean, there are Franciscans, there are Benedictines, there are Dominicans, there are the Jesuits, there are Carmelites. There are all these different religious groups, because each group had a founder who saw a need in the church, who wanted to take care of that need.
Excellent.
And then there were people that followed them and that became their followers. And so at this time there are several hundred different Franciscan communities in the world.
But the center, I guess the cornerstone of the Franciscan faith, as with the Catholic faith, is Jesus Christ.
Right.
Jesus of Nazareth.
That's the cornerstone of the Catholic faith. And we all, we're all Catholic, but we emphasize a different aspect. In a sense, I had a friend who always said, if you're Catholic, it means here comes everybody.
Good.
Here comes
I
everybody.
know that the Catholic Hopi actually have Kachinas as their saints.
Right. They do a lot of
And
the
the Black
native-
Africans have their symbols,
Right,
I
they
just
have
love
a
that.
black Madonna and a black, because Jesus kind of was everything.
Yes, he was.
He was everything, and he appealed to everybody. So he wasn't white. He was Jewish.
Well, you know, he was probably a lot of things, and in my opinion, that's,
Right,
I'm not
but it was
judging.
like his inner spirit, I think that it was that appealed to everybody. And so people see him as they are.
Whatever they need to see.
That's
him as.
right. Whatever
It's
they-
all about faith anyway.
And if you look around the retreat center, we do try to have things that might appeal to various, you see the Native American.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this appealed to me already.
And out in back there, we have some black art.
Well, we'll get to see that as well, if
And-
that's okay.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. So that, you know, we try to make it an environment that is appealing to everybody.
Yes, ma'am. I am so impressed with what you do here, Joanne, and your knowledge and everything, and I'm really enjoying this opportunity. Would it be possible if we go ahead and, at this point, maybe do some walk
We'll
around?
tour. We certainly
Are we
can.
ready, Linda? All right, let's walk around.
Well, this is a sample of some of our black art, which appeals to black people. It appeals to white people too. It kind of appeals to everybody. I think it's that joyful spirit that you see reflected in that.
It's very colorful too, isn't it?
That's very colorful, yes, and it's
Vibrant.
there. It's there. And again, you know, we don't preach. We don't preach when people come. We just want them to absorb. We want them to absorb the spirit.
Maybe that's the best way of preaching though, isn't it?
It is.
Allow them to feel it.
Well, Francis always said, when he sent out his followers, he said, go out and preach the gospel, and if necessary, use words.
Oh, that is great. I have a wooden sculpture of St. Francis of Assisi with feeding the pigeons, I think.
Here he is visiting the Muslim.
Oh, man.
And the person who did that icon said ordinarily the Muslim would be sitting, you know, but he wanted them to be equal. So he put them both on the same
Oh, that
level.
is beautiful.
And the Muslims put the fire around their people. And as Catholics, we put the halo. So he did both.
I can see the halo over.
And it is.
Can we go into is this,
This is one of our meeting rooms. This is where the samples are. I don't know if there's anything significant.
I don't see any red hats.
They're all gone now, but
How sweet.
and again, you know, it's just it's
I
just
see a very
lovely-
dark Jesus on the other deal, and
Yeah, yeah.
I'm inflamed with that. And here we have some,
This is kind of the numbers game. The number 5, the number 12, the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the number 9. and
these are
kind
all
of the
very
significant-
spiritual,
Yes.
all
yes.
spiritual numbers.
And I did those. So
You did?
Yeah.
Is it paint?
it's
In-
it's colored pencil on black
Oh,
paper.
it's gorgeous, Joanne, that's beautiful. It's absolutely
So-
gorgeous.
It's
We could probably talk to you for a long time, but I know it's your special day, so we won't keep you very
well
much
anyway.
longer.
And then, you know, we always give people their coffee and their tea and whatnot, so it's, but
That's excellent,
this is the Christian woman, the Muslim woman, and the Jewish woman.
excellent. You know what? They look the same to me.
The only difference is the Muslim has the headpiece.
Well, you know, there's something to be said about
Sure.
when you're in the house of God to
Sure.
have a headpiece on. That's why I wore my cowboy hat, not my
Yeah.
ball cap. My Indian cowboy hat, how's that?
Okay. Marion Hall is our lodging area. That's where people stay overnight, as well as upstairs here. We have lodging areas upstairs too.
So how old would this building or across from us be?
Oh, early 1900s. Yeah, those stone buildings, they were built to last. And
yeah, they should have had some of these in New Orleans, huh?
when it was a TB sanitarium, it's where a lot of the workers stayed. It was kind of like a dormitory for the workers.
You know, my dad came here, my blood father,
Oh, really?
North Carolina Cherokee. He came here in the 50s. He had TB and he came to Colorado Springs. He'd been here in the Army
Okay.
at Fort Carson. He came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is our Woodhaven building. We have a couple of meeting rooms in there.
Excellent.
We have 7 meeting rooms and 34 bedrooms.
Oh, just look at this. You're actually in the center of a beautiful
Yeah.
round ridge.
And let's see where the fire came from.
Oh, good gracious. Get that. Now, wait a minute.
We kept the horseshoe pits.
Oh, there they are. I was going to say, that's awful close. I could even make a ringer with that.
Yeah, that's put their own little thing on it.
As long as I remember the reason for the season. Whether it be Hanukkah or Christmas, doesn't make any difference. As long as you're celebrating life and we know it. In my opinion.
We have a peace pole with different languages. And this is if you look at this side, this is the animals.
They come through here?
Well, this is they're saying a peace.
Oh, bless you. It's so cool. Josh and I had the experience of 2 rather large bears on our bike.
Well, there are all different kinds. This one is with the bird. We've got one out in front with the wolf. And
That'd be my kind of scene, I think.
yeah,
Is that one located at up there when you first come in?
right. The wolf of Gubbio. You know that the wolf was scaring off the people in the town. He was coming in and everybody was afraid of him. So Francis said, feed him, help him along, and he tamed the wolf and they lived in peace.
Wow. I never knew that. That's
yeah.
a great story.
Yes.
Did you get that? All right. I love that. I got something to tell in the next session, don't I, Linda? The wolf of
Gubbio.
Gubbio.
It was the town of Gubbio that was being harassed by this wolf.
That is incredible.
So
Oh, that is beautiful. Where's the...
the labyrinth.
Yes, ma'am.
That's our next
This,
stop.
I just...
8-9 years ago. I think every retreat center should have a labyrinth. Because it really gives people an opportunity to, walk their prayer.
The Indians,
Walk their prayer.
the Indians have a similar where they go into prayer.
Yes. And one thing about the labyrinth, you always get to the center. It's not like a maze where you hit a dead end. In a labyrinth, you follow the path, you always get to the center.
Oh, this is incredible. Shall we? Do you do this normally?
Yeah, I do it sometimes.
Would you
It
accompany
takes
us?
a while. It takes a while, but
We've
well,
got
it
nothing
depends
but
on how
time to
fast
keep.
you go.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to move so that, it kind of quiets you down. Here I see that one of our guests did a little creative. Let go. Did a little creative work with our rocks.
That's why.
When we created this, I wanted it to be natural, like the rest of the area. So we tried to collect rocks from the properties so that it would be natural to this area. However, by the end, I got so tired of hauling rocks. We finally had a load shipped in. But we got the same kind of rock.
I'm with you on this. I got, Joanne, I was both a hippie and the military, and I missed out on this in both of them. This is amazing.
Well, the labyrinth was invented way early when people went on pilgrimages. Not everybody could go on pilgrimage, so they created the labyrinth so that people would have the experience of going on pilgrimage by staying in your own town.
Oh, that's excellent.
And there's a labyrinth in the Chartres Cathedral in France that this one is modeled after. This is the 12 circle labyrinth. There are some that are 7 and some that are 5, but this is the most popular one.
I see you have moss.
Now
We
the-
have a little sampling of a lot of rocks.
Now the good Lord is raining upon us, and
That's a good thing. Okay, so Pat is a reservation person. She sits here, and you have a nice little office in the back.
right.
Well,
I do the marketing and I do the money, the accounting and so on, and I, as I say, I do whatever's left over.
well, I want to tell you, man, it's been a real blessing and a pleasure.
Well, it's nice
I
to
hope
meet
we've
you.
made some new friends. This is the wolf, supposedly, that St. Francis tamed because he would go into a village and wreak havoc on the people and attack people, and he was probably just hungry. Or, if you want to look at it more of a spiritual vein, he had the demon, which normally wolves don't have. I have to tell you right now, wolves have been given a bad rap. He had a demon, and St. Francis talked to the townspeople and said, feed him, become a friend of him, and as a result, he tamed the wolf. And I think that's a great, great translation of what we can do in life in order to overcome our fears and our doubts and even increase our faith, is to tame the wolf. The wolf in each and every one of us. You know, I being a gray wolf, as I am, and I really believe that, I feel that the wolves have gotten a bad rap. However, there are those that have the wolf inside of them, and they don't know how to develop that spirit in a kind way, a family way. So they go through life with this gnawing creature that wants to come out and disrupt society or wreak havoc. And this has been a great day, people. We've had a great time here at St. Francis Retreat Center and the campus, I think is what they call it. And I just want to say, hey, it's Greywolf Howls, and we're leaving.